Hi, I'm Melissa Kaiser of Melissa Kaiser Food and Fitness, and today in the kitchen I am going to show you how to make a warm quinoa, spinach, and shiitake salad. Okay, first I have my spinach. This is organic spinach that's already pre-washed, and I have just put it in the bowl. Spinach is an excellent antioxidant, good member of the greens family, so you want to incorporate greens into your diet if you haven't already. The next ingredient is mushrooms, and I had some leftover portobello mushrooms, so I went ahead and put some of those in too. But you also need shiitake mushrooms, and I have cut up quite a few of them already. This is what one looks like. I bought the organic ones at Kroger. And when you clean them, you just take a damp paper towel and brush the top to remove anything that is on it. Then I'm placing them on my broiler sheet. And I'm going to turn on my broiler in a minute. I need to broil them on high broil. I went over to the oven, placing it on high, so it'll be ready when I get all of the mushrooms over here on the broiler sheet. I'm going to cut up the last few. You can also roast other vegetables with this. I have done red peppers, I have done sweet potatoes, and I think that's it. You could also do green peppers if you wanted to. It just depends on what you like in your salad. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up the dressing. You put some of the dressing on before, put them on the mushrooms before you put them in the oven, and then you reserve a portion of the dressing for when everything comes out and you mix it all together. The first ingredient is a red wine vinegar, and I'm going to use a half cup of that. So I have my red wine vinegar. If you don't have red wine vinegar, it's just basically a combination of red wine and also white vinegar. The breakdown is 3/4 white vinegar to 1/4 red wine. If you want to do that, it gives you a reason to open a bottle of red wine while you're cooking dinner too. So I'm just pouring that in my measuring glass. And then the other thing is 2/3 cup of olive oil. This is olive oil. So I've measured the 2/3 cups of olive oil. Put it in there and then whisk it together. And the recipe just calls for a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And since my husband has a sodium issue, I use Mrs. Dash for everything. So I just put a little bit of Mrs. Dash in there. And some freshly ground pepper. Whisk it all together. Pour some on the mushrooms. And they should be ready to go in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm not going to put them in just yet. I'm going to wait until it beeps at me. The other thing that goes into this recipe is called quinoa. Now quinoa is a whole grain. It's been around for a long time. The Incas used to eat a lot of it, and it's a great source of protein. This is what it looks like in the cup. And then what I'm going to do is cook it. I'm going to put in 1 cup of quinoa, and then I need to put in 2 cups of water. And turn that on. 1 cup I put in. And 2 cups. And then what I need to do is let it come to a boil first, and then I'll put the lid on, and then it boils for about 15 minutes. And then I turn it down to low as it's boiling. The instructions are all on the back of the box. So now the mushrooms are ready to put in, and my quinoa is boiling, so I'm going to turn it down first. Oops, I need my lid. Put the lid on. This will be perfect because this takes 15 minutes and the mushrooms take 10 to 15 minutes. Set my timer. I'm going to set it for 10 just so I can check them. So I always like to check them to see how they're doing because you really don't want to burn your mushrooms up. That happened to one of my sisters when she was making this recipe. So now we wait. Okay, so the timer just went off. I think I said I set it a little early, in between 10 and 12 minutes. Checking the mushrooms, and yes, they are finished. Put it over here. You see, the portobellos are in the front, and then the shiitakes are here in the back. Turn the oven off. I'm going to check the quinoa. And it looks like the quinoa needs another minute or 2. Okay, now the quinoa is ready. Kind of stir it with a fork. I just dump it right in on top of the spinach. And then I'm going to get the mushrooms off of the tray. Put them in. Sometimes they stick, I have to peel them off. Come on, mushrooms. Okay. I need my little salad tossers. Put my feta cheese. Feta cheese is the last thing that goes on. I just kind of take some in my hand and sprinkle it over the top, however much you want. And then here's the leftover dressing. I'm just going to put a little bit on because in reality I really don't think it needs that much, so I let the people who eat it determine. Here's what it looks like, how much they want to put on it. And basically you just serve this with any meat or fish and it makes an excellent side dish. So there you have it, the warm spinach quinoa shiitake salad. Delicious. And again, I am Melissa Kaiser. I am a health coach. My website is www.melissakaiser.com. You can reach me via email as well. melissamkaiser@gmail.com. I give free consultations if you're interested, and I'm really interested with helping people or busy families learn how to shop, cook, and eat healthier, and also add fitness into your daily routine. So thanks for watching, and watch again for another video coming soon.